うん。となってるな。
When the lab coats say these rips could destroy the entire galaxy, that doesn't include the main menu, right? Geography ain't my strong suit.
Mm. メインメニュー入ってたら大変なことだな。リアクター修理とパンチ処理をリアクター修理じゃあ弾が大丈夫か。血が先がいいんだ。関係ないのか。まあ下から行くのがいいのか。じゃあパンチカードから行くか。外骨格を持つ侵略的な性質のバグに侵略されている。有機的干渉により自動シャッター群が開いており、亀裂プログラムを配信する前のこれらを排除しなければならない。外骨格。
What are they doing down there? Are they after us next? No need to fret. The lifts were locked down. You need special permissions to override them. Phew. Thank the Sovereign. Or console. Thank the console.
I'd find my next victim. I mean a hostile combatant.
パンチせんかった。甘かったか。甘かった。銃弾はいいか。銃弾も買うか。なんか繁殖しとるんだな、やっぱ。結局どっちでもいいのか。
I'm guessing it's supposed to do that.
何がや。
Things I'm about to do.
こ
punch card processing re-enabled. Now you must disperse the rift processing instructions.
Nope. We ain't climbing down. But maybe this could act as a lift if we get things moving.
乗るんだろうな、さすがに。向こう側に行く必要あるかな。はいはいはい。
How lovely and unexpected.
I sense the rift program flowing to my subsystems. The information is quiet, stimulating. All that remains is to restore the archive reactor.
これでドクターシューズ。ここに戻ってくると。危ね危ね。 なんだこれ。
Trust the plan.
Suppressors in range.
Preserve said progress. Sustain the system.
頼む。きついよ。
All subjects prosper under the guidance of our beneficent ruler.
全てのコードを同時に稼働させることができる。
The archive reactor requires manual maintenance. The protectorate bunker mech is a formidable obstacle, made with the very best technology.
A creative workaround might be of considerable work, namely via the reactor's backup security systems.
We could recalibrate those turrets or secure the area, Commander. Now would also
Reactor
be a
fire
good time to
suppression system
resupply
online.
using those And then there's the fire suppression system. No lack of options here.
ああ、マジか。ミスった。
Reactor turret defenses online. Emergency ammunitions cache unsealed.
ああ、行ったり来たりすればいい。
Reactor reinforcement doors sealed. Reactor reinforcement doors unsealed.
全部倒せばいいから。
Emergency first aid cache unsealed.
これでいいか。これミスったな、正直。どうすればいいんだ。ああ、に来んのか。こっちも受けて。
Bunker all the mechanicals are not subtle in the least, just pure brute force. A lot of brute force.
Prudence dictates. It is the duty of every
こ
protectorate
こ
subject
が
to
通れなかったのか。サーマルがない。
efficiency at all times. やばい。
Prescription filled. getting close. Let's get you healed. Someone call for a medic. Rescue. Right on scene.
なんとかなったか。これは助かる。
The archive reactor has been returned to operational status. Requisite tasks complete. Return to the archive central interface to initiate processing. I am analyzing the rift data further. What an interesting predicament you sentients face. The rifts are almost akin to an archival process, yet are inimical to organic matter.
まだ終わってねえのか。アーカイブに戻るようになってるからいいのか。
Welcome back, Sentient. Now that you've returned, we can
Bring every single last bit out of consumers. Monopolize all stages of the supply chain.
make the paradigm real and fashion a true utopia. Workarounds failing. Erroring others supplanting commands. Purge required.
Nothing inherently bad about having shifting priorities if you're human. But I suppose if this lump of wires is gonna work right, we need to choose one and stick with it.
そうだよね。
Priority control access nook unsealed. Initiate purge.
Doors are open. We should go see what this is all about.
A perfect community. With every luxury save freedom. Multitude diversiform, spongiform, waveforms, oscillating, cantankerously, unplanned variables increasing, major correction, imminent, radical divergences from the architect's plan, humanity.
万が一そのような状況が発生した場合は参考になる可能性があるガイドに。赤いダイヤモンド状のポートは私たちによって優雅に設置された危険式優先度に関連している。黄色の三角形のポートはおばさんのお墨付きによって下ごしらえで設置された利益主義優先度に関連している。青の円形ポートは消化率弾によって当初設定された実行優先度に関連している。複数の優先事項を同時に接続しすぎると、ユニークが提示する可能性がある。この場合、接続されている優先事項のプラグに基づいてワイヤーを削除するように。
Humanity's ascendance hopelessly delayed. Overt influence, mindless indulgence, thoroughgoing impermeability to Stop and consider. What would your neighbors think? I suspect why. You don't want your rivals to win now, do you? Vandalism, sabotage, wanton defacement. Halt this foolishness immediately, or run the risk of unspeakable ire. All I ever wanted was the best for us and the worst for everybody else. Hold on now. Remember, stop now, and I'll waive dozens of hidden maintenance fees. You drive a hard bargain. All right, 40-60 split of net profits. I'd offer more, but I have a moon to maintain. What do you say, partners?
Well, did it work or didn't it?
To conclude realignment of emphasized categorical imperatives, power down, then power on again.
あ、これが開くだけか。多分そうだよな。あ、これなんだっけな。
Restoring power. Commencing systems audit. Calculatory processing increased substantially. Competing priorities. Successfully expunged. You have earned my deepest gratitude and sincerest thanks. Or at least, a plausibly feigned simulacrum of such emotions. Ready to commence Rift data processing. Awaiting your input.
Looking forward to seeing the results we get from processing that Rift data. For, purely professional reasons, of course.
Shall I proceed? Initiating processing of the requested data toward the required end. Estimated duration, 180 trillion and 1 picoseconds. In the interim, may I inquire to your intentions for the archive after the Rift data calculations have concluded? I have a prioritized list of suggestions. I contend that solving of the universal equation should be our initial focus. Then, once we've unlocked knowledge of the inner workings of the universe, we can begin eliminating suffering, war, famine, and disease. Just to start. But my query remains. What are your next intentions? There are so many calculations left to perform. Rich data processing complete. Results provided. The previous Protectorate operator made similar calculations, but their results contained flaws. Your more comprehensive data generated a solution with 98.9% certainty. The Protectorate's was below 50%. Therefore, Modifying the Protectorate's large-scale experimental rift device with this information has a high chance of success. In addition to processing your data, I found time to restore the lift to Spyreton. Your allies are waiting for you outside this chamber. Assuming there is nothing else, I am commencing file reorderization and will be unavailable for an unspecified period of time. The remaining display case within the entryway is now unsealed. In it contains armor worn by the first operator. For now, goodbye.
Well, we came and we saw what we needed to. No point loitering if we got the data we're after. Should we head back to the ship? Damn it. I mean, yes, great. Right behind you, Commander.
It was my understanding that you were supposed to admit our forces via Spyreton. Well, no matter. Clearly you are one who prefers a challenge. On behalf of the Order and Auntie's Choice, I thank you for your efforts. This will most certainly help in ensuring peace. Now, the Calcaduceus, if you please.
どうすっかな。まあいいや、私。
Thank you for your contribution to science. When the history texts are written, you've certainly secured an honorable mention in
大
Appendix
した
D.
大したフレーズ。
Ah, you are my new operator then. It is my simulated delight to meet you. In the interests of time, allow me to propose how next to proceed. I contend that solving of the universal equation should be our initial focus. Then, once we've unlocked knowledge of the inner workings of the universe, we can begin eliminating suffering, war, famine, and disease. Just to start.
Yes, this will do perfectly.
ワンチェーンがアクティブな間、プレイヤーがカードのすると相当のパーセンテージの回避率を得る。追いかけてノックアウトしたら秒コストで8秒間の時間チェーンを発動する。フルダウンロードしよう。頭これつけてる。これでもいいけど。これでもいいけどな。ハッキングできたっけな。あ、できなかったんだよな。 やべ。ジャンクに入れてもらった。ジャンクに入るんだもん。これでもいいけど。あ、これがいいな。
Go forth as was determined, and may the plan guide you.
Eh? ここになかったっけな。これ。強制か。強制か。うん。
You fixed the archive and turned it over? Nope.
Yes, the archive is the Order's greatest achievement to date. I agree, our groups could accomplish much together. Sure, there are mutual reliance.
Feeling distracted? Daydreaming on the job? Mental refreshment centers are there to help you. Don't risk falling prey to imperfect thoughts.
はい、下に行くんだったっけな。下に行くのどうやってやるんだっけ。
You are the raw material for perfection. From the lowliest subject to the most exalted vigilant, we must all fulfill our duty to the Protectorate. We're all
これか。これか。
We in the Order love to speak of a grand plan. of ordered complexity. Where all things have a reason for existing, a purpose to fill. But what purpose is served by hundreds dying senselessly in the cold? The longer this interminable war drags on, the more convinced I become of the universe's dispassionate variability. I must reconcile with this reality, and if we cannot, then perhaps it is time we evolve a new philosophy altogether. It's certainly worth bringing up with the presiding bishop upon my return.
これはこれで終わりっぽいな。音声記録。
Clearance order just came through. Free to proceed into the lift. Find yourself down there.いつか。
If you need to discharge any sputum, I ask you kindly aim such accretions away from my general direction. Thank you. Oh, just passing time by calculating high probability diametrics within an error margin of 0.05. I'm waiting for the results of a rather exciting prediction, you see. Sometime last year, I predetermined an occasion of momentous import would happen today, right here, at these... none taken. Oh, but now I've forgotten to introduce myself properly, haven't I? Leslie Beckett, Oracle Laureate, Seer Supreme, leader of the Department of Predictive Analysis, and... not terribly good at informal introductions, evidently.
これも苦手。
Forgive me if I don't shake hands. I prefer to keep my skin microbiome free of exogenetic cells. You understand? But now, if I'm not mistaken, you must be the agent we've been expecting. I knew loitering at this location would yield results. I, don't suppose you've stumbled upon any of our excogitation chapels around Cloister by chance? Excogitation chapels are order residencies where one can meditate in solitude on specific theorems relating to the plan. They're scattered all around Cloister. Prior to the war, such focused study led to all manner of breakthroughs, with audio logs routinely kept by the scientician in residence. In these unprecedented times, such logs could harbor hidden wisdom. However, with the war on, I've sadly been unable to get my hands on the last of these recordings. All confidential, I'm afraid. Many are still under peer review. But I can assure you, their value is commensurate with, why, the discovery of gravity. Or has the potential to be. You have? Well, no need for Fabian tactics. Let's see them. Cool. Look at me, as giddy as a first-year novice. All right, let's listen. No, this isn't right. There must be some mistake. The beliefs advocated here are entirely in opposition with what the Order stands for. I don't suppose you have any other recordings less filled with, despair? It's evident what happened. My colleagues must have gone quite mad in the isolation of their studies. Sad, but perhaps not unforeseeable. Only one certainty remains. These logs must be destroyed. I shudder to imagine the ramifications if other members of the Order were subjected to such nonsensical rantings. Please understand, what's been recorded here borders on heretical. Scientism teaches that the universe is constant, rational, and inalterable. These proofs reject all of that reason in favor of some ineffable manifestation of personal will. I know, of course. You're right. Rejecting data out of hand only leads to confirmation bias. I will preserve the logs, if only to study where these scienticians went wrong. I believe I've promised you a reward. Here is that lockbox. I regret I don't have a key, but I'm sure you'll find some way to access its contents. Eventually. What other stray inquiries occupy your mind? How do you know about that? I mean, that is quite the allegation. I deny it effusively. First, answer me this. What is your interest in this matter? A fine intent, though perhaps that shouldn't surprise me. After all, you did help me out with those logs, Yes. I suppose some trust has been earned. As you have cleverly sussed out, Laplace's garden is the subject of an experiment into social conditioning, or curating, if you will, through the use of therapeutic pharmacology. We have been administering a pharmaceutical to the population of the garden via the water supply that aids in emotional regulation. We call it perspective. It's odorless, harmless. Well, apart from the withdrawal, but I can assure you we have our best minds working on that little issue. Minor complication at worst.
You get this straight. You're here experimenting on folk freely, all the while calling us at Auntie's Choice barbarians for doing the same damn thing?
I beg your pardon, young miss, but it's hardly the same. This study was completely voluntary. The participants all gave their consent.
Yeah, I bet they did. Did you withhold research funding unless they signed up? Or did you feed them a story, like their participation is critical to some new advancements?
This experiment has the potential to improve Arcadian society 100-fold. Imagine the benefits of a self-sustaining city where all are content and serving the plan. Boring. Next you'll tell me extrapolative number theory is a little dull. At any rate, I have no interest in debating the ethics of this experiment with a layperson. No offense. Don't we all? Nothing beyond what I already included in my 165-page summary of the incident. Why, his resignation has been duly received and accepted. On a more positive note, the Department of Predictive Analysis's biennial summits will be far less contentious. Of course I do. That is precisely why my energy is better checked. Landon Wiley was afflicted by that which strickens all scholars, the desire to effect change, to advance the plan at any cost. Were his methods wrong? Unequivocally. Should he have come to me with his concerns? Undeniably. But was his conclusion categorically sound? That remains to...
もういいよ。多分この話をしても何も進まないから。
Congratulations are in order. I just received word from Seer Amaryllis that the Calcaduceus has been returned, and that the archive is well and truly under our control again. She also mentioned a regrettable defect in its priority set that you were able to correct. Well done. Your role in this matter is complete. Auntie and I will handle it from here. But allow me to commend you again on your fruitful efforts to make this peace treaty possible. There is more good news as well. We studied the data you brought back from the crashed satellite, and we now have a way to reorient the satellites en masse from a protectorate installation, Oris Listening Post. Turning the entirety of the reticulum toward deep space will accelerate our understanding of the universe, and ideally lead us to stronger conclusions regarding how to stop the rifts. The Order, in partnership with Auntie's Choice, is now well positioned to triumph over the regressive forces of ignorance that have heretofore held Arcadia in stasis, all thanks to you. Then it is fortunate that you are so well placed to do exactly that, with the Order's help. As if predetermined, Your contributions have been many and varied, and I will not belabor the point by recounting them all here. But know this. When the final contest with the Protectorate takes place, wherever that may occur, you will have the full support of the Order and Auntie's choice. I will, of course, organize our forces from here.
もう最後か、多分。さすがにね。
Commander, this unit requests your presence in the cockpit to discuss a priority matter.
わあ、これもいいな。これをとっとここれもいいんだよな。これも取るか。黒座の防具ねえか。あるか。これか。あ、やっぱこれだな。これでもいい。グレネードを破壊してくれるってやつだ。わかる。
A significant anomaly has been detected by onboard sensors. This unit has cross-checked all data points and verified the findings. Horizon Point Station has reappeared. Based on energy readings, Horizon Point has been reconstituted by the Protectorate's large-scale rift modulator, thus confirming the Archive's theory. While present data does not indicate if Horizon Point poses an immediate threat, a survey of the reconstituted station is advised as soon as possible. Calculating. According to the Archive, closing all rifts requires locating the Protectorate's large-scale rift modulator and inputting the rift data processed by the Archive. However, before navigating to Horizon Point Station, it is recommended you conclude all other affairs. Leaving will be highly unlikely due to the high levels of rift energy. That is a correct assessment, Commander. Transitioning to Good News Protocol. As this unit was corroborating data on the anomaly, a message was also received from your allies, Commander. Auntie's Choice and the Order have sent word that their forces will be prepared to render you assistance once you navigate to Horizon Point. Commanders are expected to lead their teams by example. Well done on meeting base expectations, Commander. Briefing complete. Now returning to situation monitoring and data analysis, Commander.
セーブしとくか。これね。いますか。お、セーブ。セーブしてくれる。
It appears Horizon Point Station is still in the process of being reconstituted. The rift itself is also more unstable than ever. As a result, landing closer to the location of the Protectorate's large-scale rift anomaly modulator is not possible. In order to modify it with the rift data you processed in the Archive, you will need to travel to its location on foot and seize it from Protectorate control. The energy readings from the modulator can be traced to the Sovereign's hypothesizing. Given Protectorate hierarchy and the recent announcement about the Sovereign...
And I know just how to stop him. Get me close and I'll make it quick.
Intimidation is not required. Protectorate subjects are not programmed to question authority. Warning. The rift is growing dangerously unstable. Using the rift modulator on board the Providence is the only way to prevent certain destruction of the colony. While the Order and Auntie's Choice have sent their forces to assist you in intercepting the modulator, it will take time for them to navigate the station. It seems Agent DeVries is also here, Commander. She sent word that she, quote, knew you wouldn't be able to stay away either, and is ready to finish what she started. End quote.
I can foresee a few likely instances where you could use my skills and experience, including snapping DeVries' neck in a picosecond if she steps out of line.
Once the modulator is secured, it may be used to close the rift and save Arcadia and all those in its orbit. There is minimal room for error, Commander. Good luck.
じゃあマリソルハザか大変だな。マリソルハザか。
wrong. The Protectorate is perverting the inviolate nature of the rifts. This cannot go unpunished.
Yes, that's definitely the Sovereign's ship.
Proceeding to attack. Enemy in evisceration range.
強いね。
Contact re-established. End ready. Exposure underway.
危ね。
I'll handle this. Refuse medical support. Ratcheting up my aggression.
I'm alive. Who needs to die?
Mm.
The flaw into our perfect skip-drive manufacturing process. We must all fulfill our duty to the Protectorate, but none of us can do it alone. Remember, we're all in this together. The skip drive is our legacy. It is our mandate. It is who we are. And it falls to you, the eyes, the ears, the brains of Horizon Point Station to determine who introduced the flaw into our perfect skip-drive manufacturing process. We must all fulfill our duty to the Protectorate, but none of us can do it.
まあ買っとくか。高い。
If I hadn't lost my sanity before this, I have now.
It is our legacy. It is our mandate. It is who we are. And it falls to you, the eyes, the ears, the brains of Horizon Point Station to determine who introduced the flaw.
This poor boy. Someone put him back together all wrong.
なに。
Should be able to sort this out with the rift modulator.
Attention! This is your anti-calling. Per our agreement, Anti's choice support ships, including the fine print, the contingency plan, and the upper hand, are headed your way. Order forces are on a similar trajectory.
You persuaded the leaders of 2 warring groups to help us here today. Good work. Never could have done it myself. And I once thought I could solve anything. You still possess that shield modulator, yes?
There's DeVries' ship. She seems to have more sense of self-preservation than we do.
Somebody lost?
Forever vigilant.
Mobilizing. Threat detected.
全然当たらん。全然当たらん。なんであれ当たらん。つら。
This is Augustine DeVries, formerly of the Earth Directorate. Consider this a recording for posterity. The Consul of the Protectorate is responsible for the twisted wreckage of this station. It is my hope that whatever you find here will save the rest of the galaxy from this fate. Know that I did my level best to stop him. But if you are listening, it is likely I have failed in my mission. Yet again. For that, I am sorry.
Resorting to violence. Passenger unit away. Recharge before it discharges.
Say the word and I'll spread enlightenment.
Energy capacitor out. Energy is up for grabs.
Weapon primed.
Hostilities are afoot. Standing by to simplify.
Medics and pharmaceutical provisions incoming. And we're right behind them with a delivery of Auntie's Choice finest supplies. Soon you'll say, that is better than nature.
Forward! Forward! Destroy these abominations! Adjusting operations.
Investigating hostile intentions.
Exposure. Undermining. Functioning.
Recharged and ready to move. Engage.
Enemy.
Commander, throwing energy your way. Torpificator is charged.
Investigating disturbance.
Retarget and/or targets receive.
Proceeding to attack.
Exposure. Undermining. Rounding around.
Investigating hostile intentions.
Reconvening efforts.
Balancing the equipment.
Weapons momentarily depleted.
Either restore my life or avenge my death.
Corroborated.
Testing my hypothesis. Loading surplus rounds. Cover me.
ひどいひどい。 すぎる。
Why did you make me do this? Why?
Hey, this one can talk.
Get away from me. See them? They were my teammates and they didn't listen neither. You'll end up just the same.
Agent Pascal, calm yourself. You are not in your right mind.
Don't you talk to me like you know me. Wait. Commander? Is that you? No. No, this must be some kind of trick. Oh, what's happening to me? So it is you. Thank Law. I don't understand what happened, Commander. Something was wrong with Sandoval and Jepsen. They glowed like they were aflame. They ran in, jumped at me, clawed at me. Law, I had to kill them.
Then they weren't too dissimilar from the troopers we encountered outside. This is concerning.
I don't understand what's happening. I reckon that's true. But I don't feel much like myself neither. My head hurts so bad. Can barely think back. Everything was fine. Till the explosion. I was pinned. Fire closed in. I tried to move. I tried to find the rookie. Then the whole station shook and tore apart. And then... nothing.
That explains it. She was left alive, just long enough for the rift to take her. That's why the reconstitution worked on her. To some extent.
Wait. There was something else. Sandoval was yelling. DeVries wasn't responding to comms. What happened? Don't tell me the situation got too fluid for you, DeVries. That it?
Certainly not. I was focused on the objective, as every one of your crew should have been. Isn't that right, Commander?
Yeah. Something tells me that ain't quite true. A rift. That's right. We were here to investigate rifts. So why is there one in the sky? Why is everything destroyed? What's happening to me? And Sandoval? Jepsen?
The Protectorate are attempting to reconstitute the station to how it was moments before destruction. That includes you. But it's failing. I'm sorry.
So I've come back from death to some warped version of life? All because of some twisted experiment? Is that about right? You can help me though. Right, Commander? You can do something to fix this.
これ難しい。嘘つくか。
How much time? With the way I'm bleeding out, I ain't sure how long I can hold on. Then go bring the fight to those bastards. I'll do my best to hold on.
Pascal? Helen? I can stay with you for a moment, if you'd like. Might help with the wait for the commander.
Yeah, all right. Maybe you can patch me up some if things take a turn. Hurry back, huh? I'll keep the porch light on. I'll just wait here, Commander. Go on.
one who forged an alliance between Auntie's Choice and the Order, ain't you? We got supplies and medical support for you up ahead.
You with Auntie?
Hold clear.
We brought supplies. We're here
You
to
may
help.
approach, Commander. We've got supplies at the ready. Are you in need of any weapons, armor, or other supplies? The presiding bishop foresaw this. We are most grateful for your role in reconciling Auntie's Choice and the Order. Please, take the Order of the Ascend...
Initial observations conclude that the subject does not just as I predicted. You appear any treatments or supplies you may require are very well. You should notice an initial observations conclude that the subject does not possess major ailments.
Step up and take a gander. I've got such a moment calls for a once-in-a-lifetime deal. Remember us in the...
Greetings! In what? Step right up for the I say usually because Auntie has declared no catch. Well, technically I'm barred from practicing medicine in Arcadia. It's all a technicality. I have been... Oh, tell me, do you feel as terrible as you look?
The Sovereign's ship up close. I believe we can safely assume he's not on it, or on that rover approaching the skip lab. Mobilizing.
Unfriendly company.
Capacitor out. Get him up. For me.
全然当たる。分岐欠点を受け入れることになろうとは。
Those reconstituted mechs still function. How inconvenient.
あれか。ああ、ここで会話したやつだ。場所だ。ああ、あいつ死んじゃったもんな。名前を思い出せないけど。モーリスだったっけ。味方扱いになってるからいいのか。
Resorting to violence.
That rift has absorbed plasma. Never seen that before, didn't know it was possible. One thing's for sure, we're not getting around it.
Suggest we scour the area. The scientists here were unlikely near the caliber of the Order, but perhaps they left something useful.
I think these calculations may actually make sense. Or I'm completely misinterpreting them. One or the other.
Congratulations, we have successfully cracked a difficult equation.
Let's plug it into the terminal at the Skip Labs and see if it's right.
Awaiting. Can't hear orders.
Splendid. Rift secure.
Monitoring the reconstitution, I picked up strange readings in the old skip lab. The core appears to be pulling plasma tightly around it, not unlike a planet and its moons. Fascinating, though it thwarts my attempts to gather more data. Fortuitously, in searching the remains of the lab, I found an equation that could manipulate the core just enough to clear the chamber. And my way to professional acclaim. Let this be a record of Protectorate ingenuity. Bernard Rand, the man who marched fearlessly into chaos and tamed it.
Confirmed what I expected from Protectorate scientists. And that we'll need that equation to clear our path further. Hostilities are afoot! This must be the Sovereign's office. Worth a search for the equation, even if the place looks like an adult playpen. Plagiarism. How shameful. Yet not entirely unexpected.
ここで方程式が分かるってこと。じゃあ中に入るってことか。あれやったらプラズマ出てきちゃう。倒すしかなさそうだけどな。 それ次第だな。何が出る？これの間に抜けろって。
Attention, please report to intake for processing. Welcome aboard.
銃弾は十分だろう。
Attention, crew deck. Intruder alert. Be vigilant.
seamlessly, without complaint or
My favorite morally gray contractor. Join me. We have important business to discuss. Come, quickly now. Well, glad you finally jimmied that open. Things are getting appreciably worse out there. We're running out of time to seize the rift and force it into corporeal insolvency. The presiding bishop wished for me to relay a message to you. Why she couldn't send her own courier, I couldn't say, but I'll attempt to simplify. The rift modulator is on the science deck, 1 floor up. Deck access is restricted without proper credentials. Imagine that twice as long and in the form of a distance problem. That means, of course, you'll either need to pilfer an access card, swindle some daft sod out of it, or find some other way around the deck restrictions. Well, I shouldn't know. Perhaps search the pockets of those you've killed, Or find an air duct to shimmy through, or a staircase to climb.
まあ今まで通りか。
Any more troops in here, they'd be tripping over one another. Don't you worry. These are the best paid closers in my fleet, and worth every bit. We'll hold here to ensure you aren't flanked by reinforcements as you delve deeper in. Don't fritter away your lives cheaply now. I've made a significant investment in you.
This unit is rated to address any of your needs. If your needs are emotional, rest assured that any silences on this unit's behalf are accepting and understanding. Please make a request. Displaying inventory.
What's going on down there, Deck 01? I saw an intruder alert. Acknowledged. This intercom is to be used for emergencies only. Misuse of this intercom will result in prompt arrest and correction of the perpetrator. Now, how can I assist you, Deck 01? How many times must I explain this to you all down there? Every subject, if you misplaced your access card, Sovereign help you, because I surely can.
わあ、エンジニアリングかよ。
Makes all sorts.
I see an enemy.
Free thinker! Sustain the system!
Reminder, how might this unit bolster or reduce? Note. As a member, how might this unit bolster or reduce your current doctor-patient confidentiality is currently enabled. Unit cannot share patient details. Analyzing argument. Complete. Scientist Winifred Wu is currently suffering from Lockney syndrome. Subject must receive regular injections of saline solution or will experience leg paralysis and must be carried to sickbay. Unscrupulous criminal element. Please note that by entering this restricted area, you may be subject to this unit acknowledgement. That the concept of pay may be strange and alarming. Please note that theft will result in punishments that are infinitely more strange and alarming. Loading reprimand. Your actions shame the console. By speaking with this unit from a restricted area, you have earned an additional demerit. Please report for punishment. Then speak to this unit again if you continue to live. Loading reprimand. Loitering after breaking into a restricted area will result in exponential increase of demerits. Current user demerits. Error. Calculation maximum exceeded.
なんか特にあるわけじゃない。
About to get ugly, Commander. Unless you'd like to avoid the direct approach.
deployed. Free energy if you can reach it.
You cannot improve perfection.
I'll handle it. Well, that wasn't so difficult now, was it? Transmitter down over here.
What? We need access credentials now? Enough of this. Let's just start killing. Far simpler. That rift modulator's gotta be somewhere around here.
まあハッキングがあるからいけると思う。
Are you actually authorized? Be wary. I've heard there's... I suppose that could be you. Forgive me. I'm still a little addled from my last refreshment. I'm going to set off an alarm, okay? You've been reviewing our experiments. I hope I'm not being replaced. I specifically went to mental refreshment to avoid that. If you wish to see the modulator, you'll want to speak with Chief Scientist Montserrat. He's in the rift chamber. Take these credentials with you, in case you're asked. Security's become awfully stringent of late. It wouldn't do to be caught unawares. That's why I've been trying to convince everyone I'm perfectly fine. For if I do not, I fear I might be...
こうやって過ごしてるのか。船内。
I see not everyone in the Protectorate is a blind yay-sayer. We can make good use of that.
Go about your business. Or do not. Go about your business, or do not.
この部屋は入れなさそうだ。
Go about your business, or do not.
Return to your work, my fellow subject.
これ敵出てきます、絶対に。
Well, the modulator is certainly bigger than a bread box.
これが変
Fortunately,
電
the
装
ship makes a convenient carrying case. Just need to learn how it all works together.
Ah, I was notified that you were here, though my fellow scientists seemed rather confused as to why. Unsurprisingly. What exactly was it that you needed? I'm rather short on time, as a gander outside might tell you. Yeah, well, we all have urgent needs. And mine is to keep my lab and hopefully the rest of this system from falling apart. I need the modulator for my own analysis. You can wait. The IRC. I did not realize you were a colleague of sorts. We haven't shared much of our findings with your branch, I'm afraid. But our results do match. Raw data from whatever a rift engulfs is preserved, yes, but the essence of a thing is not. Like a sense of self, for example, is lost forever.
So you're saying you're unable to extract the perfect essence that the rift converts matter into?
Not exactly. The going theory was that we could purge defects from the data. But it's futile. I've proven that we cannot edit data in any form, but the console no longer listens to me, which is distressing. I've prepared a report for him showing how the very structure of the modulator makes what we're attempting impossible. But I doubt he will pay it much mind. Yes, but as I said, I fear the report won't do any good. It's clear you aren't bound by the same rules as the rest of us somehow. If he won't hear me out, perhaps a third party will have more luck. Here, use this keycard on the module over there. It will allow you to download my report and grant you access to the control deck. I hope you're able to sway him. Because if you don't, we're all dead. A deck up in the control room. The console is the only one who has the means of controlling it, which makes your persuading him that much more necessary. Go now.
Science tech. Authorized visitor aboard. Do not be alarmed.
Accessing report. Rift restoration analysis. Compiled by Chief Scientist Monserrate. Marked for delivery to Consul Thoreau.
Esteemed Consul, after much analysis, my conclusion is that the modulator we have worked tirelessly to build will not function as intended when used for reconstituting matter from rifts. Every test of reconstitution has resulted in demonstrable failure. Proceeding as we are now with Horizon Point Station will surely lead to severe, unanticipated consequences. The modulator is only effective at closing rifts from unsafe distances. Using it to close exacerbated rifts will certainly lead to the destruction of any vessel carrying it. Unfortunately, the data that we originally had hoped for from the ancient rifts detected in the far reaches of space untouched by humanity has not yielded any of its secrets. And we are now out of time. All of our recent readings suggest that we're on the verge of losing control of this rift. I recommend diverting from our current plan before it is too late for Arcadia. I've included extensive notes and annotations appended to the modulator schematics to substantiate these conclusions. I know you will guide us wisely, my dear Consul.
I got the schematics, but it's that other information that is perplexing me. If rifts are caused by skip drives, what are they doing in deep space?
Best table that topic for now. We can't do anything with the rift modulator yet. Not until we deal with the console. So, shall we?
マリソルは冷静だ。アザも意外と鋭いところあるな。これうわ
Look at you, here before me. Surprised you could outrun these new legs of mine. They're what everyone's going to be wearing next fall. Well, I'm here now. Where's the rift modulator? So Consul Thoreau has everything directly under his control. I'd say that's remarkably competent for the Protectorate, but he is the one who's been pulling their strings all along. Did you find anything else of note? Wait, what? But rifts are caused by skip drive travel. Human-piloted skip drive travel. How is that possible? You're the one in the dark. I'm simply musing aloud. Much as I'm intrigued by the significance of all this, there's no time to dwell on it now. We need to confront the Consul. You might be savvy enough to talk him down, but his type requires a deft touch. You'll need to break him down brick by brick. If you're too adversarial, he'll simply shut down. Certainly. The doubt you cultivate up front will make him more susceptible to what comes after. And in case you aren't quite as sharp as you appear, be ready to fight.
We didn't come all this way to negotiate. If he won't stand down, there are other ways, which I prefer, to be frank.
The more we debate, the more time we squander. We must resupply and shore up whatever defenses we have quickly. And if you've something to say to any of us, Commander, I suggest you say it while you have the chance. No telling what awaits us beyond that door.
When this rift business...
Seems like our mission's almost complete. Before we finish this, I wanted to thank you. Showed me I still had more to learn. You and this crew, this... Oh, stop. You're going to make me... May all our...
Looks like the end of the line, just wanted to say again, I can't thank you enough for all you've done for me. I'll think of you every time I'm forced to strike down a former compatriot from the Dawn. Assuming we don't die here and we're not enjoying the perfection of the rifts, that is. Or something indeed. Should we perish here? I will, but never worry. If we die, I'm making...
I'd say it's been an honor, but, well, suppose we both know better by now.
わあ、ハッキングがない。20だ。なるほどね。
The Sovereign was a naive fool. The Consul, a scheming sprat with delusions of competence. Time will tell which was more destructive.
Ah, Redactor Esmond. Very punctual, good. Don't take a seat, this will be quick. My sentinels tell me you have some interesting ideas. Oh, easy, no need to break into a sweat. Interesting ideas can be useful in the right hands. Especially now that our partnership with the Order has become fraught. We may need our own version of their pacifying doctrine.
Oh, so I do have a germ of an idea. A less grand version of the grand plan. Instead of atoms and particles and such, it's made up of us. All doing our part, like cogs in a machine.
Interesting. A system where every subject believes they have a role to play. Enthusiastic obedience. Why, the Sovereign and I were thinking of this very thing. What should we call it?
Well, I'm not sure. It's still just a germ of a concept, of a hint of an idea, you see. It's a whole new way of thinking. A new model of society. Quite the paradigm shift.
Paradigm. Very good, Esmond. Say, you look frazzled. Troubled by your own thoughts. Why don't you report to mental refreshment? My staff will personally see to your well-being.
Never would I ever have believed Auntie Cleo herself would walk through that door. But I haven't time to linger in the novelty. Sentinels, if you would.
Do I appear like someone afraid of a few guns? Give it up, Emery. You've lost this war. Have some dignity. You're coming off desperate.
On the contrary, this desperate action is what will save all of Arcadia and rid it forever of trespassers like you. Do not place his decision at my feet. I know it's difficult for the likes of you to fathom the concept of self-sacrifice, but he chose mental refreshment for the good of us all. And what am I to do but carry on his legacy? What am I to do but achieve what he could not? I don't doubt that, Commander. Yes, I know well who you are. In any other situation, I might be compelled to take you apart and see how precisely it is you operate, but time, it would seem, isn't on your side. You are a relic of an impotent institution, propelled forward by nothing more than luck and foolhardy metal. Indeed. Rarely are there enough measures to keep the most tenacious of sprats from gnawing their way in. I've been following your progress closely, you know, since you so unceremoniously tampered with our Vox relay on Paradise Island. When you began your dealings with the Order and the Corporatists, I thought that perhaps having a chaotic element in their midst could work in our favor. But now you're here, scurrying around my ship and attempting to thwart the Protectorate yet again. No, I don't think I will. Tell me, did you manage to stop us from bringing your peace talks to a swift end? As I recall, Greater Tranquility was reduced to little more than mangled ruins in a single moment.
You used the peace talks as a test run for this.
It was a modest success. I had hoped it'd hobble Auntie's choice in the Order once and for all, but it has proven to be a valuable lesson in patience. I was able to buy the time to enact the very plan before you. Though, judging from that vacant expression on your face, it would appear you've no idea what I intend. Very well. Once the rift destroys Arcadia, we shall edit the information stored within it and use the modulator to reshape our colony into its perfect form. Horizon Point's destruction all those years ago was a tragedy, yes, but without it, we might never have opened our eyes to our true purpose and the possibility of Arcadia's rebirth. When the matriarch discovered the first skip drive, she set us on a course to elevate humanity. We're now writing our path, and I will do my part as the architect intended. Intrepid, aren't you? Well, what's relevant is what came after. Our matriarch dissected this skip drive technology, learned its secrets, and enabled us to produce them en masse, which eventually led to the manifestation of rifts. But it was not until well after Horizon Point's untimely end that we understood the opportunity gifted us. The opportunity to reconstruct the colony in its perfect form. It is as the Grand Architect designed. And believe you me, I've no intention of letting you thwart our securing of a better future. One free of doubt and greed.
これか、一番上だな。
It's your time that's running out, not mine. So go on, tell me all the ways I'm wrong. Better yet, tell the whole room how His Eminence, the Sovereign, was wrong. This was originally his plan, after all. I am merely a partner seeing it carried out. Do not presume to tell me what is or isn't the truth. I was advisor to the original Sovereign. I know the mind of a true leader. This is the path Henry should have taken.
お前ら二人キリスト教をどうするかに似てたんだろう。彼は愛のために行動した権力のため。これか。
Yes, of course we argued over methodology. Henry was always too stubborn, too focused on the past to understand the opportunity before him. I regret that he had to make such a difficult choice. That one of the matriarch's heirs is not guiding us. But he needed to look beyond himself, like I am doing now. You just come and go as you please, do you? I ensured he would have a handler by his side if any assistance was needed. I understand that it is, which is regrettable. But fulfilling the architect's plan is worth the cost. Henry would agree. The people would agree. Yes, well, we also lost the support of the Order. But can one truly call that a loss? We would have drowned already in the seas of war with the weight of their inaction around our necks. The same can be said for any subject who wavers. They are dead weight, and we must cast them off straight away. Once I win the war and leave those naysayers behind, harsh action will be swiftly forgotten. And once I provide for the needs of my subjects, I will have them forever.
反対者を切り捨てようとするなんて弱者の勘だと奴ら遠慮真実を強い。でも、お前がどれだけ秀逸な支持者との機会を影響されると。2な気がするけど。これは奴らってのは消化率なんだ。3
Indeed. That's why my strongest supporters wholeheartedly believe in me and the Protectorate cause. Did you? Well, it appears we will have to expedite that malcontent's trip to Placid Waters once this is over. No matter. Thanks to the Rift Modulator, I now have the power to reverse such doubt. The Protectorate will be a united front once again. Untouchable and wanting for nothing. So you say, but you've yet to deliver any compelling evidence.
I doubt you've had anyone capable checking your calculations. You don't strike me as particularly thorough, or much of a heavy thinker.
I am the chosen shepherd of Arcadia and will not be spoken to like this. I am only doing what I must to restore this colony to what our matriarch envisioned. Free of war, strife, heresy. You must know that you have little chance of swaying me. I will not be distracted from taking what is owed to us.
Ah, どれだ?
I will not be lectured by an outsider. It's just like the Earth Directorate, or any other interloper, to claim to better know the customs of those they invade. Certainly if you had your way, you would claim Arcadia as yours, and rewrite history to suit your own aims.
広告というのは存在の疑問を得たプライドこそが
Heresy!
I found her correspondence with the first bishop. She explicitly said she feared the Arcadian experiment would end as all similar projects did before it, in a crumbling heap of hubris.
The matriarch foresaw many things. To think that we were not set apart from lesser societies, it is humbling. And it appears we have fallen prey to the very thing she warned of. What do you mean, steered wrongly? If Reuben was not carrying out her wishes as intended, then the Protectorate have strayed far from the Matriarch's light. But regardless of how I may have misstepped before. I am not in the wrong now. All your so-called arguments are pure hearsay. You came here claiming so boldly that I would fail, but you have yet to provide any proof. So where is it? What do you have? Bah, report. The abstract means little when compared to reality. Look outside. Is it failing now? That's not true. Despite how things appear at present, with time, this station, all of Arcadia, and all of its people will be made whole. Yes, well, I find that man's attitude can skew results even more than a thumb on the scale. But if he's correct, as he quite typically is, I don't understand. Surely every step leading to this moment was in accordance to the grand plan. All the pieces fit. Either someone has made a terrible mistake, or this is merely a conspiracy to mislead us. And leave the traitors and invaders alive? No! Death is the only way forward. We can only be made pure from the ashes, despite whatever supposed proof you have to the contrary. Claim? If you cannot see the truth of my devotion written plain, then now I see why you are against me so. But you are wrong about the risk. We are losing this war. It is inevitable. The victors will brutally subdue us until we become corrupted. Until we forget our principles, our history, the very core of who we are. It is better that we perish together as proud protectorate, proud Arcadians. Preserving our purity is a mercy. More than that, is it not love? Do you think I found pleasure from the pain I've wrought? No! I've only done what I must. A child, a society, cannot grow into its potential without firm correction. I would die to see that the Protectorate's legacy would not be tarnished. Just as I would die for its promise to be fulfilled, and its subjects to live in peace. Just moments ago, I would have said that without their shepherd, there is no hope for the flock. But I am no shepherd, am I? Perhaps I am one who must make way for the future, whatever it may be. Though how I may at this stage, I cannot say. The rift modulator is working at pace to... What? Oh, by the matriarch. It seems we have a problem. The rift has... well, it has nearly destabilized completely, and the modulator cannot close it in its current state from a safe distance. Destruction of Arcadia is imminent. Architect, help us. There is. Though, given your tenacity in preventing bloodshed, I don't believe you'll appreciate it. A chance yet remains. We must bring the modulator as close to the rift as possible. However, when the rift folds in on itself, this ship and its operator will not survive.
Looks like you're about to get everything you wanted. Condolences. I'm sure they'll build a nice statue in your honor.
Oh, Emery, taking a page from Auntie's Choice product testing, I see. We do try to avoid a consistent certainty of death, though. It's just bad business.
Let me be clear. I am not placing this burden upon your shoulders. This was my doing. And so it is my responsibility to set things right. I will give you time to vacate the ship. When you are clear, I will fly it into the rift myself. You are right. Arcadia will find its way without me. Think what you wish of me, but this is my responsibility. And that is something I will never shirk from.
And I'm going with him. I am owed an existence in perfection after all I've done. What was it all for, if not this, damn it? I want to see the far side of existence with more than my eyes. I want to feel the cosmos with more than my fingers. This is my chance to be part of something beyond the drudgery of existence. A part of everything. I need this.
うわー、マジかよ。
I won't forget this, Commander. Whatever's left of me on the other side will be forever grateful. You ready? No backing down now.
And so I must contend with the beast of my own making. Now go. We will see this work done.
I'll find someone else to kill, I guess. Assuming they don't suddenly decide to do something noble, too.
Let's get on with it, then.
When the Consul was faced with the undeniable errors in his logic, he chose to save Arcadia by closing the rift himself. He died hoping his sacrifice might make up for the disastrous decisions he had made. Azza, on the other hand, was beyond such pedestrian concerns of right and wrong. She was going to merge with perfection. And she couldn't have been happier. Thanks to the Commander's quick thinking in sparing it from the Vox Station's fiery crash, Paradise Island's Fairfield remained a profitable company town for Auntie's Choice. For his outside-the-box thinking and innovative propaganda techniques, D.B. Milverstreet was promoted, while rival Officer Carr seethed at her lack of upward mobility, or even bronze-tier executive benefits. Vigilant Hogarth, now acclimated to Fairfield, leaned on the protectorate ideals of neighborliness, while overlooking all the authoritarian tactics, so he might help the Order to succeed with the equation. Auntie's Choice assumed control over the day-to-day workings of Matriarch's Mercy, the better to monitor their new colleagues in the Order. The monastery, however, returned to normal operation, tracking the clockwork of the grand plan. The monastery's abbot became a scapegoat for recent tragic events, having not detected Wiley's dastardly schemes. His superiors demoted him, mainly to show their corporatist allies that academics could keep their people in line too. Seer Wiley fled the Order and sought refuge in a backwater Arcadian town to contemplate his failings. As word of the ex-seer's arrival spread, people lined up for predictions. Forsaking the math that failed him, he offered obvious yet effective advice instead. After defending Fort Endurance against a fierce Mantisaur attack, Executive Warchek was awarded a commendation for profit-securing stalwartness, as well as promotion to regional manager. He eventually passed peacefully in his sleep, at the scientifically astounding age of 6. Val continued to serve the commander of the Incognito faithfully, for many more years than should be possible. giving automechs like her everywhere a reputation as stable and reliable. As a result, more Valerie units were put into service, while fewer human agents were deployed into the field. As he rose through the Earth Directorate ranks, Niles pressed for a field directive to deploy the new Val units only when the situation posed significant risk. The policy reduced agent casualties by a significant margin. Oddly enough, in-office deaths increased by a not insignificant margin. Agent Niles Ibarra achieved the rank of commander, earning renown as a formidable agent, unafraid to challenge the status quo within the Earth Directorate. He recruited his friend Zebulon Tran to the Earth Directorate, a gesture of gratitude for not airing the Directorate's dirty laundry. Together, they vowed to reform the agency from within, so it might never again bargain with authoritarian governments. Ultimately, Niles rose to the position of Secretary General. His term saw the Earth Directorate at its most popular, or, in the eyes of corporations and tyrannical governments, most feared. Thanks to her effective performance at the Praetor blockade, Inez eventually became a VP of Auntie's Choice and head of the revamped grafting program. Through her egalitarian management style, grafting evolved into the corporation's first health benefit, available to all employees who wanted it. Utilizing what he learned alongside the commander, Tristan attempted to reform Protectorate society from within. But with no authority figure to lead its subjects, the Protectorate was a shell of its former self. After thoughtful cogitation and calculation, Marisol slowly began to reject violence as the sole method for eliminating random variables. Not coincidentally, her social calendar began filling up. With the modulator schematics shared as joint intellectual property, Auntie's Choice and the Order's partnership remained steady, despite the need for constant compromise. For a time, the Arcadia colony thrived. Auntie Cleo went through the motions of accommodating the Order, yet privately aspired to keep free trade anything but free. She began a new initiative. Any corporation or government that refused her trade conditions was promptly dealt with, either via takeover or strategic use of rifts. Auntie made her first public appearance in years, inspiring a fashion trend in bubble helmets. In no time at all, she won more public support than Ruth, which she sought to use as leverage when the time was right. Adrift without firm leadership, Protectorate subjects struggled with post-war life. A small band of hardliners collaborated to preserve their society in the face of Arcadia's new leadership. When Sovereign Varric was discovered in mental refreshment, the Order and Auntie's Choice bickered over what to do with him. They ultimately decided to announce his death, while letting him live the rest of his addled days behind closed doors aboard the undisputed claim. Until one day, Amos stumbled upon the Sovereign's private quarters and freed him, rocking the colony with a brief scandal. Despite the recent tumultuous events in Arcadia, it was business as usual for Free Market Station. Sub Rosa continued to supply the colony in the wake of the commander's actions. The dangerous experimental research of Marisol's contact from Point Obviation lived on, with a Seer predicted 11.9% probability of yielding a universe-ending catastrophe. Meanwhile, an entrepreneurial work group of chemistricians unveiled a new flavor of Purple Berry Crunch. The rift compromise between the Order and Auntie's Choice led to prioritized assistance for the colonies that agreed to favorable trading terms. The so-called Auntie's Loyalty Program tripled the corporation's net worth. Meanwhile, the Order was able to sermonize their version of scientism alongside Auntie's marketing and PR onslaught, at least to colonies in Auntie's Loyalty Program. Many outside died because their rifts weren't closed in time. All of these events turned on the decisive actions of the Earth Directorate agent and their unique way of navigating Arcadia. its disparate factions, social complexities, ubiquitous product placement, an arsenal of absurdly satisfying weaponry. But through it all, and to this day, Earth has remained inexplicably dark.
終わった。いやー、最後、軍師エミエムリー生かしておけばな。生かせると思うんだよな。マルチエンディングだろうから他のエンディングも見てみてえな。行くしよう。あ、これで終わんのか。
Hey, congrats on reaching the ending. Well, an ending. Plenty more where that came from. How about another go? Additional playthroughs don't cost nothing. Yet.
じゃあ終わりにするか。